championship, and everything is on the table right now. There's always a chance for upsets and for, finals and scores that we didn't expect. So we'll see if that's the case today, as I think it's Grenada right now, just based on the loss that they had against the United States on Saturday. They're the team that really needs a bounce-back victory, and it would be a little bit of an upset to beat Costa Rica, who, again, beat Puerto Rico 4-1 earlier this weekend. So Grenada lost 20-0 to the United States on Saturday. That is one of the largest, victories for the United States in history, and for Grenada, it's just one of those games. You can't really glean much from it. You just want to forget it, move on. I will say that Grenada pulled off something that even Puerto Rico couldn't do today. Got 2 shots off against the United States. Puerto Rico today in that 13-0 loss, no shots, not one. So, that's an upside for Grenada. And again, Costa Rica, played a much tighter game with Puerto Rico. So on paper, this should be a much more evenly matched game here in the Dominican Republic. Excited to get going for these two teams as we wrap up this Monday in the Concacaf U17 Championship on the women's side. Of course, all of these teams, the main goal here is to win, yes, and to, finish in the top 3, get to the round of 16. If they do finish in the top 3, these teams will move on and qualify for the World Cup in India on the U17 level. So that's the ultimate goal. But right now, just focus on these games as we see the processions of both teams, Grenada, Costa Rica, coming out in this match to get prepared. We will pause, and then we will have the national anthems for both sides. We'll come back with starting lineups and all of that. Again, Grenada, Costa Rica coming up.
El himno nacional de Costa Rica.
All right, about ready to go between Grenada and Costa Rica, Concacaf U17 Championship. This is a group stage. Both these teams part of a group that's also made up of the United States and Puerto Rico, who already played a little bit earlier today. It was a very lopsided final score, 13-0 in favor of the United States, looking for a little bit more of a competitive match here tonight. So you saw, well, this is Costa Rica wearing the red, blue, and white today. And then on the other side for Grenada in the green, yellow, and red. As you see, the captains meeting, the coin toss, and we'll see the starting lineup. Starting with Grenada, Bartholomew is back in net, and the captain today is Javel Alexander. So this is a team looking for goal number 1 on the season. As you see, the referee today, Miranda Sabelis, just giving some love for both captains. On the other end for Costa Rica, here's the starting lineups. So Genesis Perez is the captain today. She's also back in net. And then you see a Costa Rica team that scored 4 goals against Puerto Rico on Sunday, I should say, as the head coach is Patricia Aguilar. So looking for win number 2 for Costa Rica. Of course, they'll run into the United States at some point in this tournament, which is never a fun thing. They will play actually the United States next up on Wednesday. But of course, just focused on taking care of business against Grenada, a team that has something to prove. I mean, look, with Puerto Rico losing as badly as they did to the United States today, we realize that that is probably the team to beat in this whole tournament. And so Grenada is just looking for a bounce-back competitive game, and they've got some options. Again, they had 2 shots against the United States. It wasn't like they were never, not once in the attacking third, and that's how it felt against Puerto Rico today. So that's a positive to glean from that game. And now they will look ahead to Costa Rica. Grenada, coached by Randy Boca. And again, mentioned this before, but Costa Rica is coached by Patricia Aguilar. So those are the 2 head coaches. And it looks like the formations will go on the side for Costa Rica. They will go with a 4-4-2. And it looks like a similar formation for Grenada. That's what they have listed, but I'm just looking at this shape, and that's not really what it looks like. So we'll see as the game progresses. Again, these kind of initial formations that are given out are subject to change, and obviously when you are just watching a soccer game, formations shift so much over the course just based on personnel and who subbed in, and so we will see. But it kind of looks like Costa Rica is going with a 4-2-4. That's the initial setup here, and we'll see if that stands throughout the game. And, you know, this is a team that scored 2 goals in the first half for Costa Rica and scored 2 goals in the second half. So very dynamic, very even-keeled. And when the lead was cut in half by Puerto Rico, still able to figure it out. It was 2-1 in that first half, and just scored 2 unanswered goals, and 3 unanswered goals, and that was that. Just waiting for first kick, and waiting for everyone to get ready in goal for Grenada. Again, the 2 keepers in net today for Costa Rica, Genesis Perez and Christina Bartholomew is in net for Grenada. Dominican Republic, this is again one of 4 games going on in the Concacaf U17 Championship today. Mexico and Panama are playing right now, and so we'll keep you updated on that score. But this is obviously the one that matters in this group. Those 2 teams, Mexico and Panama, are in a totally separate group, as Costa Rica off to the races, starting quickly here. Already some physical play on the wing. Centered, kicked out, clearance unsuccessful. That's won back by Costa Rica just for a heartbeat. Nifty little move up the center. Not a lot of clean passes here early. A lot of disruption. as already for both these teams, you're just kind of seeing, especially for Grenada, some openings that they didn't have against the United States. Just some room to work and some physicality. Going for it. Up that left side, here's a shot and a beautiful save made by Perez. Diving towards the near post, she's able to get that stop. Grenada already with a shot as Jadine Baptiste just lets it rip. Let's see, look at this again. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was gonna hit the back of the net anyway, but that's a great stop. That was Abigail Williams for Grenada. And now it's a corner. This team in search of goal number 1 here in this Concacaf championship. We'll see if they get one here. Deflected off a set piece, it rolls back out. Costa Rica looks to win back, but it rolls out of play. Lobo for Costa Rica works back. Mena is playing center back today, so you see here on this left side, Brasino right here had a goal in the last game on a set piece for Costa Rica. Up the near side. A little back and forth for Costa Rica. And you see this early press from Grenada, which is obviously something they're implementing and just trying to make Costa Rica make some mistakes in their defending third. Brandy Boca, head coach for Grenada. And I said this before, but I mean, there's not, if you're Grenada, as we see Patricia Aguilar for Costa Rica, you can't dwell on what happened in that game against the U.S. You just have to completely move on. Almost forget about it, because, I mean, Puerto Rico's in the same boat. I imagine a lot of teams might be in the same boat throughout this tournament against the United States. So it's just about being competitive today, playing your best soccer today, and that's all you can ask for if you're Grenada. Up the middle, controlled, dumped off wide, played through the air, race to come up with it, leading pass. Touched out by Grenada. That back line is made of Tessie Jones, Tiana Lewis, Kimberly McQueen, and Jadine Baptiste for Grenada. We saw an initial great spot from left forward, or great shot from left forward, Abigail Williams. She's in that top spot. Only shot we've seen so far. So it's Williams and Javel Alexander. Those are the top two. And again, what appears to be a 4-4-2 formation. I was looking at it from the other way, but that is subject to change. But it does seem like the way they're going to set it up is that Alexander and Williams will do a lot of pressing on some of these, center backs and wing backs for Costa Rica. Out of play, Tessie Jones, last to touch it. Costa Rica trying to pick up some momentum. Valentina Rivera on the opposite side, tosses it in. Ashley Gonzalez goes to work, squares up, can't connect. Kept in. We got a foul called on Grenada. Already, this is much more physical than the Puerto Rico-United States game. That game had, a handful of fouls, all against the United States. Puerto Rico was just not playing physically at all. Here's a dangerous moment. Out of trouble there, but it's still going to stay with Costa Rica. And it seems like the energy is high for both of these teams here early. In the 18, try to cross, deflected off, cut off by a couple of defenders there. Of course, we got a corner kick here coming for Costa Rica as Lobo's a little limpy. Might have just taken an awkward land on that kick. First set piece for either team. Solano will be the one to take it for Costa Rica. Lofted in, up in the air, headed out, still at the top of the 18. Here's that volley, and it goes wide. By the way, this is a Grenada team that just has 5 subs available, so you're only allowed in the at the U17 level, and at a lot of levels actually, just to sub in 5 players. Well, that's all that Grenada has on the bench right now. So they are playing with a thin roster, which means this group that's going will likely go for the the bulk of the game. And it also meant in that blowout against United States, they had to leave in their starters, or a lot of them, just to finish out. Sarah Ramirez off the throw-in, makes its way back to her. Genesis Perez made a really nice save very early in this game off of just a run out that Williams had for Grenada. Should be Grenada ball. It is. Coming up to throw it in is Jones. Tessie Jones on that left back spot. Left. Sends it center. Baptiste. Little bouncer. Costa Rica with the toss in now. It's a mark of a competitive match, too, that we're kind of seeing both of these teams just feel each other out here early. And again, no one's been able to put together a nice little sequence besides that one shot from Williams, because the defenses have been just annoying, honestly, for any sort of connection and passes in a row. There hasn't been too many. I mean, I can't think of a sequence where there's been like 3 or 4 consecutive passes completed, because, aggressive D early, starting from the forward line. Leading pass, here's a chance. Costa Rica off to the races. Vanesco in the corner, forced out. Nice defense by Tiana Lewis, still fighting for it, muscles her way in. Top of the 18, it's a weak shot, and Jones is in front. Jimenez puts it on net, and it makes its way to Bartholomew. Again, Christina Bartholomew back in net for Grenada. Do carry another goalkeeper if you're wondering. So Tierra McIntosh is the other goalkeeper on this roster for Grenada, which means that, when I was talking about the subs available, you have to obviously carry a backup goalkeeper, unless you're just, if something happens, you're expecting to put a field player in there or something. But that means there's only 4 subs available, so they can't even really use the max amount of subs that you would use on, some of your field players. So there's only 4 players that can come out at any time. Little foul there, tripping call, as down goes Martarita. Again, we're just seeing both teams kind of jockeying for position, a little bit of intensity. We're going to see a warning. Not sure who it's going to go against. Just going to give Williams a little talking to, I think. Nothing serious, but yeah. Matarrita was after the whistle. He's kind of fighting for positioning. As we go with a little short free kick. Now the long ball put in the 18, headed down, takes a bounce in the 6 now. Rolls out, and did it catch Grenada? No, it did not. So it's Costa Rica with that set piece, but no shot comes of it. They don't have a shot yet as Jimenez was charging in. It's been a little humid, kind of dreary day, a little bit of rain here and there. It looks like it's cleared up a decent amount. Jimenez backtracks. Here's Williams. She's all over the ball right now. And again, you see her run into that 18. And you wonder if Grenada will rock with her for this entire game. I mean, there's a lot of very physical play happening right now. As you see Williams there, she's in the mix. But the only thing about when teams press like this and have their forwards come up and basically play defense from the jump is exhaustion comes into play later on. Now, it's not something to worry about now in the first half, but I'm wondering if they'll alternate someone else in there at some point during this game. I'm sure it just depends on how things play out. Because already we've just seen a lot of active play from Williams and Alexander, 8 and 16 at the top of that formation. Free kick, big boot. Bonesca. Ramirez earns a throw in here for Costa Rica, Sarah Ramirez. Two of the players that scored for Costa Rica did not get the start today. So two really solid goal-scoring threats. Proven against Puerto Rico, could be coming in later in this game. And again, with Grenada, we don't know who the goal-scoring threats really are because they did not score against the United States. But it does look like Alexander is looking to make some noise and some of the other people up top as well. Who's going to get there? Matarrita was charging in, so a smart clear by Lewis. Lobo goes wide. Here's a service in, lofted towards the back post, and it's headed over the crossbar. That was the best look Costa Rica's had, as Finesco was in a great position. And was that, if that was an inch down, she scores. Again, that is the sort of loftiness that is very hard for keepers to stop. Just had too much air on it. We're going to charge into the attacking third. Turning the corner is Fullerton. Fullerton taking off, leaves it wide, and offside is called. First one we've seen. Once again, Fullerton up the middle, survey. She's got options, slide, tackle, and she's the one that commits the foul. Well, trying to keep it in possession of Grenada, she just kind of barreled in to Rivera for Costa Rica. Slow to get up is Rivera, Valentina Rivera, and her head coach Aguilar is not very happy with that play from Grenada's Fullerton. Yeah, you just understand what she was trying to do, but didn't get the ball, instead got a opposing player. So we'll go back with Costa Rica. As off the restart, we'll see Mena come up, and so does Genesis Perez. Williams, one times it up, and Perez comes up, makes a diving stop. I think it would be offside anyway. But a great just read there from the keeper for Costa Rica, who's had some dangerous moments come her way. So far has stifled everything she's seen. Mexico, by the way, already scored on Panama about 20 minutes into that game. We're at a similar spot in this one, Grenada versus Costa Rica. Just if you're keeping track here in the Concacaf U17 Women's Championship. Scoreless so far. Both teams have been knocking on the door. Out to the left wing. We'll see what Grenada can make of this opportunity. A little bit stonewalled there. Held up towards the middle. Little nutmeg. Williams has a chance. Perez dives on it. Smart play by the keeper. Abigail Williams was all over that one. Take another look at this. Yeah, clear foul, maybe a little frustration or just trying to keep possession here. Back with Perez for Costa Rica. Rocinho. Ramirez slicing through the D. Nice give and go. Ramirez up the middle. Tackle put on by Williams. It's clean. Ramirez is down. But boy, that's a save of a tackle there. Because if Williams doesn't complete that successfully, that is basically one-on-one with Bartholomew. Got another warning coming here. Again, this game's been intense, and so I think Miranda Sabelis just wants to put a lid on it if she can. It's the second warning we've seen. First one was kind of a two-parter against Grenada and Costa Rica. As here comes Grenada. Big shot from distance, it goes in! Oh my goodness! The first goal of the Concacaf U17 Championship for Grenada. Let's take another look at this. Fullerton, she's not even really in the attacking third. Oh my goodness. She caught Perez cheating off her line and she goes, let me just go for it, and she gets it. That is just unbelievable. And again, that's smart soccer. So Melania Fullerton, again, she realizes that the keeper is kind of out of position. So she says, I'm going to take a chance. Worst case, if you're Fullerton, as we see a card handed out to Williams, worst chance or kind of probably best case scenario she was actually hoping for there was more of like a rebound situation. You get the goalie caught off guard. Instead, it goes to best case scenario, and it's an actual goal. That is just, honestly, class stuff from Fullerton. 1-0, Grenada up on Costa Rica. And again, after losing 20-0 to the United States this weekend, Grenada comes out. They look calm, they look composed, and they strike first against Costa Rica. But again, it just kind of feels like they have left that United States game in the rearview mirror. And credit to Randy Boca and his country and this squad, the way they've turned this around. There's still a lot of soccer to be played, and here's a free kick coming for Costa Rica. This one floats in, out of trouble. Fullerton tries to clear it out, and now it's fully back to the midfield. Starting from the back, Ramirez up the middle here for Costa Rica. Trying to counter and retaliate. Finesca has to work from behind. Solano, Fullerton just completely knocked her down. That's going to be a card. Solano's slow to get up. Let's see this again. Yeah. I mean, a hip check and kind of an extension of the arm. So a 2 for there. And now this is great positioning as Fullerton gets her first card. Great positioning for a free kick for Costa Rica. Looking for the equalizer here. Solano will take it. You'll see everyone stationed on the right side towards the back post, charging in. Grenada looking to get in the right position to defend this. Here it is, a set-piece goal. Solano, the equalizer. It's 1-1, Costa Rica on the board. Marianne Solano. Perfect form, great finish. Let's take another look. Again, that's a really good positioning on a free kick, a costly foul from Fullerton, and Solano makes them pay. Too much airtime for Bartholomew to make a stop. Nice texture, nice positioning, all good from Costa Rica. Solano, again, sends us back to the drawing board. So it's 1-1. Williams wants to retaliate on the other end for Grenada, get this lead right back. She's got it in the center. So we're in the 25th minute. We've already had a lot of excitement so far. This game pretty evenly matched. I think on paper you would just look at the results of last weekend's matches and think Grenada's a team that's really going to get beat up on in group play. And they're just not allowing that to happen. And Costa Rica wants win number 2, the Concacaf U17 championship. You know, both teams have a lot on the line, pride as much as anything. All these players born in 2005 or 2006. So again, under 17. Everyone here is extremely young, and these are the stars of the future for, you know, their national team someday at the senior level. Seemed like the last 7 or so minutes have been kind of dominant in Puerto Rico's favor. So Fullerton scored at the 21st minute. I guess it's been less than 7 minutes. And Solano scored at the 24th. And, you know, both teams have had their moments, but kind of ever since Fullerton scored, Costa Rica's been getting some great opportunities. Here's another one across in front, a weak shot, and it goes straight to Bartholomew. Foul against Costa Rica. In terms of shots, by the way, 5-3 right now. Just a slight Costa Rica lead in that category. 6 more fouls for Grenada, though. Wide open, all alone. Goes wide and scores for Costa Rica. Sharon Lobo makes it 2-1. Just like that, Costa Rica, 2 unanswered, and now lead. Let's see this one. Basically, Grenada got caught cheating up. Lobo makes them pay. Yeah, Grenada sent everybody forward. Obviously, there's a danger to that. And unaware of where Lobo was, lost her, she scores. I've seen all 3 goals kind of come in strange ways. Not strange in the, grand scheme of things, but, nothing just in a... Well, we'll see if this happens again before I finish my thought. Lobo in the 18. Here's a chance for Costa Rica. Goes for 3. That wasn't a handball, I guess. Pulled out, and we got a whistle back in the box. Down is Alexander for Grenada. Slow to get up on that. I do think she might have bore the brunt of that shot. And then after the fact, could have gotten hit as well. I'd have to take another look. Let's see. No, she got clipped on a tackle after, so that is going to be a foul called against Lobo. I guess it wasn't a handball in there, but slow to get up here is Alexander. That would be a tough loss for Grenada if she has to come out. But like I was saying, so there's a goal off a set piece. That's probably the most traditional goal that's been scored in this game. The Fullerton goal for Grenada was, again, I don't even know if you could categorize it being in the attacking third. It was like inches into the attacking third. She just lets it rip. I would love to know exactly the yardage of how deep she was. She basically catches Perez cheating off her goal line and scores. Set piece goal for Costa Rica. That puts them on the board. And then we just saw that goal from Lobo. It's just another kind of mishap defensively, this time for Grenada, and everybody just loses a player. No one's back. The way that they're stacked is in a way where it's just a straight line. So if someone beats that line, they beat every single person, and that is exactly what happened there. And so, of course, I mean, these are things that happen in soccer, but there's just been some big mistakes made by both teams that have led to scores. And again, we got 3 goals, and we're not even a half an hour into this contest between Grenada and Costa Rica. All the goals as well have happened in 6 minutes. So Fullerton scored in the 21st, Solano 24th, and Lobo in the 27th. So once this game got going, it really got going. And I said this earlier, but it just felt like both teams were kind of feeling each other out, seeing where the seams are, and now they've sort of found the seams in each other's game. Up the right wing. Bartholomew comes out. Lobo. Solano. Finesca puts one wide. Little bouncer.
Amelia, go back inside. Hey, Amelia, drop down esa vez. Drop down esa vez.
See the rain coming down in the Dominican Republic. It's been well, we'll wait to see what this is, but it looks like Grenada's just getting a warning here on these goal kicks. Make sure that they do them correctly. But yeah, the rain has been kind of in and out all day. It looked like in the United States-Puerto Rico game, we were due for some rain. It actually held up for that one. But unfortunately for Grenada and Costa Rica, they have to deal with a little bit of rain here. Nothing too intense, but just enough to kind of alter some of these balls and obviously make things slippery and a little bit uncomfortable for the two teams playing. Service in. Hops to the keeper for Grenada. Perez. Seno. We've got a whistle and it's off the ball. And it looks like on the other side, back in net for Grenada, we have an injury. Bartholomew is down. And again, of course, we were so focused on what was going on in the game that we did not see that. But good on Miranda Sabelis to just notice it, as the rain is definitely picking up here. Looks like she's dealing with something on her left leg, or excuse me, her right leg, as both teams will use this as an opportunity to get hydrated. Obviously with the rain, the humidity is clearing up, but it's been humid all day. So again, we'll run through this game. We didn't see any scoring. We saw basically one shot, one good look from Grenada in the opening 20 minutes. And then the 21st minute, Melania Fullerton just says, all right, I'm going to let it fly. She lets it fly from so deep. It's one of the deeper goals I've ever seen. Taken, scored, any of that for Grenada. Puts them up 1-0. It's the first goal for Grenada in this tournament after losing 20-0 to the United States. And Costa Rica, within minutes, 3 minutes later, retaliates, equalizes. It's Marian Solano in the 24th minute, scores off a set piece. And then Lobo, Sharon Lobo for Costa Rica in the 27th minute, ends up responding. Grenada just loses her. In the midfield, she takes off. No one can catch her, and she scores for Costa Rica. That's where we land right now as we head towards the end of this first half. As we see back there, keeper Bartholomew getting taped up. Interested to see if she stays in, because again, Tiara McIntosh is the other goalie on the roster for Grenada. They don't have anyone else after that, of course. I mean, these rosters that everyone carries are pretty thin. 20 players each. And Grenada does not have even that, so maybe we'll just see her get taped up and then stay in the game. Again, we didn't really see what happened because play was happening on the other side of the field. She was down, and they stopped the game to make sure she was all right, but it seemed like it might have happened. Maybe she was dealing with this nagging injury over the course of the game, and it just got too much. Called for the training staff, get some help. We'll take a pause. Everyone's able to reset. Interested to see what Grenada kind of was talking about now. Down 1 goal. Trying to pick up some steam again. See if they can go into the half with this game at 2-2. So Grenada is desperate for, one, to not allow another goal, because things really change when you're down 2 versus down 1. That's one of the most obvious statements I can make, but it's true in the game of soccer. And also, just got to put some more pressure on Perez. because that Fullerton goal, for as awesome as it was probably, I mean, it's not going to happen again, a score like that. And it's also just not, it's not a reliable way for offense and production to happen. So they're looking to create a little bit more in the 18, get in the box, force some mistakes, get a corner or two, see what happens. But now it's going the other way with Costa Rica, who again, since they've scored, Solano really kicked things off for Costa Rica. Seems like they've just kind of eased into the game a little bit more and now seem more controlled. I think dominated possession since that last score. I'll be interested to see the final stats for this first half when we get there. In the box, all the way back to the midfield. Ramirez comes up, sends it wide, slicing through. Here's a shot and a score. Costa Rica goes up 2. That's exactly what you couldn't have happen as Solano gets herself a brace. Marianne Solano has 2 goals for Costa Rica, and that's the difference in this game. Again, she just beats a defender, goes upper 90 with it. That's a great juke out. Great awareness, realized that if she could beat one, she had space off her right foot, top shelf. Easy peasy for her, and it's a 3-1 lead for Costa Rica. 3 unanswered for Costa Rica. And again, in a matter of minutes. It's been just over 10 minutes since Costa Rica scored goal number 1. So again, it's Solano, Lobo, Solano. That's how the goal scoring has gone for Costa Rica. Fullerton has the one for Grenada, and it's back with Costa Rica just for a second, trying to win back possession. Grenada going the opposite way. Here's Fullerton. She's the one that scored a goal. I mean, she could probably take a shot from here. That's how deep she was last time around, but it's swiped back with Costa Rica out to Lobo, or Solano, excuse me. Solano tries to circle in, hesitates, pulls it back out. She's kind of breaking ankles here. Solano, left wing, change of speed, change of direction. Settles it back with Jimenez in the D. Jimenez surveys. It does seem like Costa Rica learned a little bit from basically the fact that Grenada is going to fully commit to a tackle or a move, as this one bounces wide. Nobody home on the back post. But because Grenada is constantly kind of going for basically a steal or a turnover, it means that they're susceptible to fake outs. And I think Costa Rica has learned that after playing against them for about 40 minutes now. And so you'll see Grenada cheating a little bit. And Costa Rica's playing with the ball in a way in which they are switching speed and directions. And it's looking like they're breaking ankles or just playing smart soccer right now. Here's a cross in front towards the back post, and again, Solano was the intended target. A little frustration here from Grenada. Tiana Lewis directing the defense here. As we'll see, again, Bartholomew went down. She had to get wrapped up and was dealing with a leg injury, and she's still in there for Grenada. Marked up on the goal line. Another warning. Solano will take this corner kick. Oh, the rain poncho's out. Great clearance, because that was right by the 6. That really had a chance to turn into something too for Grenada. Can't make anything of it. Solano hip pops over and gets shoved from behind. Touched by Baptiste there, and so Solano will get a free kick. Cleared it, and then obviously she wasn't on the ball when Baptiste pushed her. From deep, one hop. Bartholomew's there. She's walking so gingerly on that leg. She does not look comfortable, and the thing is, I do think that's her strong leg. So when she's taking those punts, she doesn't look comfortable whatsoever. Credit to her. I mean, it's not easy to play hurt. Looking for an opening. Williams. Solano denies. Perez. That was a little risky, just with that press coming to go back to the keeper, but now it looks like this Grenada team that came out swinging, full speed ahead, press all over the place, might have tired themselves out a little bit in the opening, 10 to 15 minutes. You can see some players kind of walking on the field, that sort of early momentum and energy that they entered this game with. Of course, just so eager, I'm sure, to get back on the field after what happened on this weekend. And now some of that juice is a little bit lost. Of course, they'll have a break coming up at halftime to get reinvigorated and try to figure it out. Just down 3-1. It's not a crazy comeback as a foul is committed. Finesca just ran right into Tessie Jones. Here's a chance, can't even penetrate that 18. Back with Costa Rica going the other way. Solano, 1v1, cuts through to the 18. Here's a chance, hesitation, everyone's back for Grenada now. That's a great job by Baptiste. She was basically 2v1, and she was able to disrupt that enough for her defense to get back. She's still fighting for it. Won't give up on the play. In the 18, though, here's a shot. Bartholomew with the save. Gets some help by the D, and it's pushed out. Baptiste was the one to send it out. We'll see this here. Lobo has the other goal for Costa Rica. Almost had to brace herself. Fullerton, 2 defenders on her. She's getting bumped around, and Solano, shifty, ends up in the middle, switches fields, back to her defense. Two minutes of stoppage time coming in the Dominican Republic here in the first half. Of course, we had an injury break, and so that's why we'll get the 2 minutes. Ramirez can't control. Fullerton breaking through. Ramirez fouls her. Fullerton again. Swerving through. Beats another defender. Puts it in the 18, and Costa Rica sends it through the air. It's actually not out on the touchline, so it stays in for Costa Rica. That's very smart. Solano. It's off to the races on the left flank. Cut off there to avoid any sort of run out. Have a throw in here for Ramirez as we approach the end of the first half between Grenada and Costa Rica. 3-1 is the score. Costa Rica turned a corner and maybe kind of woke up a little bit. Once Grenada scored, I think Costa Rica said, oh, we gotta get into this one. And all of a sudden it's been 3 unanswered goals for Costa Rica. Can they get another? Grenada says no. Grenada the other way. Trying to get into that 18. It is harder than it looks with some of these center backs for Costa Rica. Far channel. Lobo in the area. There's a big shot. Bartholomew with the stop off the rebound, though. Here's another chance. Turn, trying to square. Finesca, Solano. And that's a foul called on Solano. And that will do it for the first half of play. So Grenada strikes first. And the response from Costa Rica is a big one, mostly thanks to Marian Solano, who has goals in the 24th minute and the 37th minute. Lobo gets involved as well, and Costa Rica takes a 3-1 lead going into the halftime break.
Escocia es patrocinador orgulloso del Campeonato Femenino Sub-17 de Concacaf, porque el fútbol inspira a niños y transforma el futuro. Sigue Escocia en Facebook para conocer más de nuestras iniciativas en torno al fútbol. El juego de fútbol es universal, todas las niñas y mujeres merecen la oportunidad de jugar y alcanzar sus sueños. Concacaf Femenino, somos parte.
Welcome back, Concacaf Women's U17 Championship. Grenada, Costa Rica. Here's a look at the highlights. I mean, what? Insanity. Grenada gets things started. Fullerton from distance and then some. Catches goalie off the goal line there. That's Genesis Perez. Had no chance on that one. I like it. Takes a lot of confidence to do that, and then that wakes Costa Rica up. We get a free kick off a foul and a beautiful finish. It is goal number 1 for a player that we'll talk about a little bit more as we look at the highlights. Marian Solano with a fantastic set-piece finish. That evens things up at 1 apiece, and then, oh no, all alone. This was a costly mistake for Grenada. Lobo just gets completely lost. In translation, I don't know what was happening there communication-wise for Grenada. Lobo makes them pay, and they go up 2-1. So Costa Rica with 3 unanswered goals after that first strike. By the way, this comes within minutes, all of these goals. And then back the other way, cutting through. Who is it again? It's Solano. Smart soccer in the 18, beats a defender off her right foot, realized someone was coming towards her, so she cuts, uses the right. Bartholomew has no chance at that. So that's goal number 3 for Costa Rica, and like I said, it just seemed like all of a sudden, after that Fullerton goal for Grenada, Costa Rica made it a soccer game and then some. So it's a 3-1 lead for Costa Rica at halftime. We'll take a look at the stats in this one. It has definitely been way more Costa Rica's favor, and we've seen that in the stats. So possession time is a little bit off there, but shots 12-2 in favor of Costa Rica, and then 7-1 shots on target. So ever since that initial Grenada score, they've kind of faded into the background and had to play a lot of defense because Costa Rica's been pushing it in transition, getting a lot more opportunities to score. And you see those set pieces, 2-1, but the one really matters for Costa Rica that led to a goal.
I went from maybe I can to I know I will. From isn't she cute to fight. Coaches who seem stuck on we can now say we did. From women's football to every 90 minutes, I'm reminded we belong.
No te pierdas el campeonato femenino Concacaf comienza el 4 de julio en Monterrey, México. Únete a la acción, donde los mejores equipos de la región lucharán por su lugar en el Mundial 2023. Para más detalles visita concacaf.com.
Welcome back, Concacaf U17 Championship. It's the group stage, and right now it's Grenada versus Costa Rica. And we see Grenada got out to a hot start. It was Fullerton with a very, very deep finish. Puts Grenada up 1-0, and all of a sudden, Costa Rica just turns a corner. 3 unanswered goals for Costa Rica. Things look completely different. And now Costa Rica up 3-1 at the halftime break. So we gear up for 45 more minutes to play. Of course, both these teams still have a couple more games to go in group play, as that will continue this week. And then the winner of the group moves on to the round of 16 to take on a couple of teams that have already qualified, of course, along with the winners of the other groups as well. So there's 4 teams that have already qualified through some other tournaments, Honduras, St. Kitts and Nevis in the mix there as well. And all of this, CONCACAF, all of it, is to prepare and qualify for the World Cup at the U17 level that's taking place in India. So we've had some subs for Costa Rica. Put in Jimena Rodriguez in the game. Looks like put in Priscilla Rodriguez as well. Grenada in the green, yellow, and red, preparing as we see Priscilla Rodriguez, who just came in. And you see the keeper back for Grenada, Bartholomew. She's had a tough go of it, got a little bit banged up earlier in the first half. I think it was about halfway through the first half, maybe even more than that. And she had to get some attention from the training staff here, but she opted to stay in the game. So she's dealing with an injury and still playing for Grenada, just showing some heart right now for her country as we get set in the second half. Again, those are the subs right there. It looks like we do see a sub being made for Grenada as well, or excuse me, another one for Costa Rica. So they'll put in a midfielder in Priscilla Rodriguez and a defender in Jimena Rodriguez. See what Grenada can do here. Looking for a response. Must have felt really good about, I think, you know, the opening 21 minutes until that goal were pretty much all Grenada. And Costa Rica had some opportunities, but Grenada had the best looks of the two countries. And then things really shifted after Fullerton scored. And now it's been Costa Rica dominating possession time. A couple of teams around the world have already qualified for the World Cup in India. Obviously the home country in India, China, Japan, New Zealand, Brazil, Chile, and Colombia. So they already know that they're going to the World Cup. Must feel nice to know that. Everyone else here in the CONCACAF, there's some tournaments going on in Africa as well. They don't know yet, and they're still playing out who's going to get there. Again, the top 2 teams that make it to the final and the third team get there in the 18 here for Grenada. No shot put on. So you don't necessarily have to win this CONCACAF tournament here. You can come in second, you can come third, win that third place game in order to qualify. But obviously in a competitive, you know, tournament like this, like CONCACAF, it's most important to win. And as a group, if you get to the World Cup, this will be your unit moving forward. So the more games you can play, more opportunities you get to put together a good product and come up with a victory, the more that's going to help you in the future. A lot of these countries and these players at the U17 level, this is the lowest level that they have a World Cup. It's the first time these players are playing on an international stage. Cutting through an opportunity, here's a cross, nobody home. Plenty of time to get it out. However, crashing in, there's a big shot put on. Bartholomew misses it. She goes with the one hand and she just misses it. From distance, Costa Rica honestly can't believe it, but Jimenez makes it 4-1. Jimena Jimenez with a fantastic finish. And things have just been snowballing here for Grenada. Let's take another look at this one. I mean, this is almost 40 yards out. So we've seen another kind of wonky goal in this one, but for Costa Rica, they'll live with it, happy to have it. Jimenez from the back line gets involved. I mean, she's kind of a forward. No, she's not. She's in the back line. I don't know what I'm talking about. Frustration foul. Goes against Lewis for Grenada. Down in some pain is Finesco. She's been all over for Costa Rica. She doesn't have a score, but she's created a lot of windows and opportunities. Yeah, she just gets clipped in the shin there. Solano at her feet. Right wing, streaking up that right side is Ashley Gonzalez. Using her speed, tries a cross and a corner. Coming here for Costa Rica. Opt with a short option. Gonzalez comes up, takes a shot off the back post, and able to get there in time on the goal line is Bartholomew. Gonzalez. One time back to her in the middle. Lobo has one of the goals for Costa Rica. Just lost a handle on it. Out to Williams. Williams had about as strong as a start as you'll see from a forward. All the pressure on Perez is making everyone work defensively. Faded a little bit into the background here as I think Costa Rica's kind of figured her out. There's that goal. Guess I didn't realize the ankle breaking going on as well. I mean, what else can you ask for if you're Costa Rica? Jimenez makes a great move, gets Fullerton to fall all the way down to the pitch. So now she's wide open, goes for the shot. Again, it was so far out that you wouldn't expect it to go in. But Bartholomew just off on it, and it results in a goal. And now you've got plenty of cushion here if you're Costa Rica heading into the end of this game. So you can stand to make a mistake. I'm sure Aguilar doesn't want that to be the case for Costa Rica, but you can live with something like that to have happen. You might be able to, moving forward, get some of these starters out, get them some rest, heading into the U.S. game coming up. In the 6. Serviced in. Bartholomew bobbles, pulls it in at the end. As Costa Rica has to take on the United States on Wednesday. It's not going to be easy. And then Puerto Rico and Grenada go head-to-head on Wednesday. That should be pretty evenly matched, I think. On paper, Puerto Rico would have the advantage, but I'm not really sure. Again, it's hard to really tell with Puerto Rico just based on the 2 losses that they've had. Don't get a great feel, especially today. I mean, that's just kind of a nothing game in terms of gaining any sort of expertise on the team that lost, because really the United States had possession 80% of that game. That's not a made-up stat. So I didn't really get a great feel for what Puerto Rico is all about and how they operate at their best. So I'm sure we'll see that against Grenada coming up. In the 18, we got a foul, but it will go against Costa Rica. Sarah Ramirez, a little extra shove at the end. Finesca goes for deep, and this time Bartholomew is able to punch it out with her right hand. And I think now that Costa Rica saw that miss by Bartholomew on that last goal, they might as well just kind of go for it. And you see there she makes the play, but she forces a corner. She's going for the punch on those. I mean, they've got kind of rockets from Costa Rica. That one's far in the air. We got a whistle going the opposite way. Costa Rica commits a foul. Yeah, I mean, not to say those shots don't have strength to them. And I'm not a keeper expert by any means, but it would seem like maybe going for with two hands might be a better way to defend that. Again, just the U17 group. Fullerton comes all the way back, gets it for Grenada, turns, trying to go north-south on that one. Perez. Back to Perez. See Randy Boker, you can hear him telling his team to press a little bit for Grenada. Mistimed on that pass. Again, it's Miriam Solano right now. She has a brace for Costa Rica. Up the left side, here she comes. She's just got really good footwork as she gets tripped up there, draws a foul. This is going to be a great position for a set piece. This is how she scored her first goal. Baptiste fouls her. Let's see this. Actually, not Baptiste, there's a 16 on that number. So that's Alexander on the far side. But yeah, so pretty similar spot to where Costa Rica got this Solano goal the last time around. We'll see if she's the one to take this on a free kick. See Boca there for Grenada. Trying to pull off an improbable comeback. First, they need to stop. Bartholomew gets set in net. She's on the near post. And again, so it's going to be Solano. I would not be surprised if she just goes straight for this. So might not be much of a play. It might just be a shot. Solano in the air, and it goes in. But they'll say, yes, it will count. So that is goal number 5. Finesco finally gets hers. Let's take a look at this. Again, I think initially the thought was to go for the shot. Ended up going a little bit, or ended up landing a little bit weaker. Drops in pretty perfectly. Timed well. Finesco's there. And Tanisha Finesco gets her first goal in this game. 5-1 is the score right now. Costa Rica allowed goal 1 to Grenada and haven't looked back since. 5 straight goals. And again, now with some wiggle room for Costa Rica. And I do think that they're going to give the United States some problems. And it does seem like half the battle is just not being deterred. And, you know, got down early, and some teams, especially at a youth level, could easily just kind of sink into themselves and let Grenada take over. Costa Rica had an exact opposite response, and the fact of the matter is, against the United States, I don't think anyone's pulling off a clean sheet, just based on the offense we've seen so far. So, if you're Costa Rica, you're heading into that United States game, and you can kind of respond and not let it deter you. If they score, that's a great sign. Matarrita loses it for a heartbeat. It goes back with Costa Rica working from behind. Mena, Rivera. Might as well take a peek at what's going on with Mexico and Panama. It's 3-0, so I'm kind of surprised by that score. I mean, I think Panama's pretty good, but the way that Mexico's been playing, just won 10-0 the other day. Nicaragua, that's very lopsided. Canada is also having, so I mean, the teams that going into this tournament that we thought would kind of separate themselves are Mexico, United States, Canada. Here comes Costa Rica, though, putting on the pressure. A shot and a score, back-to-back. Finesco makes it 6-1. So Tanisha Finesco didn't score until just now, and now she's writhing on the ground in pain. Let's see this again. Finesco wide open. Once again, Grenada just loses a player. So they commit to 2-on-1, and no one shifts over. So wide open at the top of the 18. Beautifully one-timed, and after that, Finesco, I'm not sure what happened, but she immediately was just in pain. Could be a cramp of sorts, but they won't risk it, and so Finesco will be taken off. Also, Solano will exit. So Marian Solano has been subbed out of this game. Finesco is going to be subbed out for Mena. No, that's not right. So Mena's in the game for Costa Rica, as Bartholomew, who went down a little bit earlier with an injury, is being stretched out. We just saw her. But we'll have some subs regardless, because Finesco's definitely coming out. They're just checking on Bartholomew, who has seen a lot of action come her way now. 6-1 the score. Grenada waiting to restart here. So a brace for Finesco before she exits. Solano has one as well. They're both out. Again, we see Priscilla Rodriguez commits the foul there. Her and Fullerton entrenched in a battle, and Fullerton wins out. Was subbed in a little bit earlier. Looks like Elizondo will be the one who comes in for Finesco at least. That's Ashley Elizondo. See her there, number 7. Off the free kick. Wanted there from Grenada. Perez. And if you're Grenada looking back at this one, I mean, it's that early stretch that you have to feel really good about. And the key moving forward is to keep that same energy and game plan throughout the game. It's easier said than done. I know teams even at a professional level struggle with playing 90 full minutes of, great soccer. Like I said, I think Puerto Rico and Grenada, that's going to be an interesting next game for both of those teams, in desperate need of a win and looking to finish strong in the group stage and go home, having pulled off one win. Fullerton accelerates on that left flank. Now she's moves towards the middle and it's a little clumped up there. Keeps going though. Again, she is a lone scorer for Grenada. Solano has 2, Finesco with 2, and we got a foul there in the middle. It's going to go against Costa Rica, and it goes back with Grenada. We'll have a sub for Costa Rica. Sheikah Scott is going to come in when she can. Scott has a goal already for Costa Rica in the Concacaf U17 championship. She scored in that 4-1 victory against Puerto Rico. So she's the one that they will put in for Finesco. In the 18, Grenada with a chance. Williams off left. Looks like Williams might be able to get her foot on that one. She doesn't towards that right post. Williams. The possession time feels potentially even more lopsided in Costa Rica's favor here in the second half. Fullerton head-to-head with Elizondo there. These two have going at it recently. Fullerton again wins out. Perez gets set in net for Costa Rica. And we've learned that Fullerton has a lot of strength on her shot, so I'm interested to see if she just goes for it. Off the free kick. Here comes. Hanging up there, and Perez reads it well. Towards the back post, she's able to make the grab. That's a high clear out. Elizondo gonna track it down. Volley back for Grenada, still in the midfield. Williams. Shots right now 13-3 in favor of Costa Rica in this game. We've seen Costa Rica notch 4 assists on the 6 goals that they have. Costa Rica has 4 corners compared to just 1 for Grenada. Scored on, not a corner for Costa Rica, but 2 set pieces have resulted in goals off free kicks. So Milano had the first one, and she just basically, well, she did just take she took a shot She was on the left side in the first half, and it was a really great position on a free kick, maybe a yard out from the 18, and so she just goes for it. And then the last time that Costa Rica scored on a free kick, Milano took it, lofted in towards the 6, and it was headed in by Finesco. Finesco has 2 goals. They were in the span of 3 minutes, scored in the 58th minute and the 61st minute. Jimenez has a goal as well, 49 in the 49th minute, and then all the other goals were scored in the first half. So 3 goals in the first half for Costa Rica, 3 in the second. '70th minute of play. Costa Rica looking for win number 2. Fullerton jukes out a defender, evades 2 tackles, and gets a foul drawn. Ashley Gonzalez gets a card there. I mean, Fullerton's a bright spot for Grenada. She's got a lot of skills, and she's also just got some pure strength. Second card given out in this one. First one for Ashley, obviously. Fullerton again. Honestly, I'm not kidding. This is pretty much how deep she made the first goal that she scored. Doesn't have the juice on that one. We've seen 2 goals, one from each team, just kind of catching the keeper out of position from distance. From the 18, that one's off wide. Priscilla Rodriguez with a good chance there for Costa Rica. Subbed in a little bit earlier in this half. Costa Rica keeps it in their attacking third. Sheikha Scott turns around, fighting through everybody. We got a PK coming. A yellow card in the 18. So it just keeps on snowballing here for Grenada. Yeah, I guess. Nothing too nefarious. Oh, I guess it must have been a handball? Or off a card? Tough to tell there. Even that slow-mo didn't really do it tons of justice. But we will have a PK for Costa Rica. Who's going to take it? Bartholomew gets set in net. Looks like it's going to be Ashley Gonzalez. She's just set up pretty far back right now. Bartholomew ready in net. Gonzalez buries it. 7-1 Ashley Gonzalez puts Costa Rica up big, lengthens the lead, and it's all smiles. Started from way back there. I like it though. It's picking up steam, picking up steam. Great placement. Thalmy was actually pretty close to that. She read it right. I don't know how keepers ever stop, honestly. Ever stop a PK. Such an advantage for the person taking it, for the offensive player. I don't understand. That looked like it was a goal. It was not. It was off wide. I think some of the fans here thought it was. Fullerton again committed that yellow card in the box. That's what led to the PK. I'd have to see it again. I mean, we watched it a couple times. But either way, it's just been a tough maybe 50 minutes for Grenada here. Costa Rica's really been steering this game, and everything that could seemingly go wrong for Grenada, some of the mental errors have really come back to haunt them. And again, it's so important to note that these players are, first of all, amateurs. I mean, this is U17, so these players are still in high school, but also, I mean, the product and the player that you are when you're 16, 17 years old is not who you will be in your future. So this is just a learning experience for Grenada, and they've still got another game to go as Fullerton commits a foul, down in some pain as Chica Scott. Scott was the one that created that penalty kick, by the way. She's been pretty electric since she's come in. Just got kicked in the shin. Unnecessary clip there by Jones. It'll be a nice spot for the free kick for Costa Rica here. That's a yellow card given out, by the way. We'll have a sub coming in for Costa Rica. Matarita will come in. Monica Matarita. Veronica Matarita is in the game. Sisters. Oh, they'll come in for each other. Makes my job a little bit easier, so I have to specify which one's in. Showing some love. Matarita for Matarita. As again, Jones picked up that yellow card on that tackle. All right, here comes a free kick. Ramirez will be the one to take it for Costa Rica. Up 7-1 on Grenada here. Concacaf U17 Women's Championship. Ramirez takes it herself. Off the crossbar and in. Sarah Ramirez makes it 8-1. Costa Rica just keeps on going. A scoring machine. That is goal scorer number 6 for Costa Rica in this game. Takes a free kick herself. Off the crossbar and in. They want more. Slips past Lobo. I mean, if you're Costa Rica, you got to feel really good, again, about the response after the first goal. But I'm sure if you're Patricia Aguilar, the question mark and the lesson learned going into this U.S. game coming up on Wednesday. You don't want to let the United States get you down. You don't want to let them strike first. You don't want to be playing from behind. So obviously they're just probably looking for a more consistent and stronger start moving forward. Because other than that, it's been a very complete game for Costa Rica. I can't think of any really mental errors. And that Fullerton goal, you can't really, I mean, don't want to place blame, but it was more just, honestly, a great read by a single player. It wasn't a moment where there was a complete breakdown by the Costa Rica's defense. It was basically Fullerton just let it rip from 40 yards out. There's players on the United States that called their game earlier today that could do that, so you got to be on your toes always. But you got to feel good about this performance if you're Aguilar and just, again, getting 6 different goal scorers involved, 2 players with a brace, but other than that, it's just kind of been midfielders, forwards, even had a center back score. I mean, you just got players that know how to finish and are finding the seams. And once they felt out and learned how Grenada runs and how they play, it was a quick adjustment. And that's just that just proves that Costa Rica has some smart soccer players that, you know, kind of understand the game and are able to make in-game adjustments. That is a kind of a next level thing to be able to do. You understand your opponent after playing against them for a couple of minutes. Now you say, okay, these are the tendencies. This is what they're going for. This is how I can cheat the system. And it seems like Grenada, you know, again, fully commits to a tackle or to a duel and is going for it, which means that those fakes have been pretty effective on Costa Rica's side. Also, just Costa Rica has not really let a clearance get past them. And so getting it out has been a huge problem for Grenada. A roller, Bartholomew covers, stands up, and gets ready to roll it out as we approach final 10 minutes. We'll have some stoppage time, I'm sure. Let's check up on this Mexico-Panama game. It was closer than I initially thought, but Mexico's taken a larger lead now with 2 goals here in the second half of 5-0 on Panama. I think it's safe to say they'll pull that one out with about 10 minutes to go. Another foul committed by Grenada. And partially I think that Grenada is just tired right now. Understandably so. Again, they don't have the luxury of the number of subs that other teams have. And so with 4 players, field players that can come in, they're just kind of rocking with whoever starts the game. And if that's not working, the options are a little bit more limited than other teams like Costa Rica would find themselves in. Still an opening. Williams. Ooh, this is a little dangerous, but Perez came out and just booted it out of trouble. I mean, it's, like I said, I think Costa Rica could give up a goal or 2 and it wouldn't make too much of a difference, but Perez won out. Smarter than me, of course. Swerving through, trying to do it herself. Little takeaway there. Yeah, Fullerton's been pretty solid. She did get that card that led to the PK for Grenada. But for Grenada, offensively got a goal, something you didn't accomplish in game 1 against the United States. Got shut out, only at 2 shots against the U.S. I mean, Costa Rica with 8 goals, they're going to provide a real challenge for this defense for the United States coming up, which is not something that Grenada or Puerto Rico has been able to do. As we see Baptiste committed a foul, gets a card on the far side. Sheikha Scott, who I really love off the bench for Costa Rica, provided some oomph. And Baptiste clips her. That's another card for Grenada. That's 3 now. Seeing 4 in this game, 1 for Costa Rica too. All right, another free kick for Costa Rica. And again, it's not a bad spot. See what they do. Ramirez will take it. She already scored on one of these. Goes for it again towards the back post off the crossbar. The rebound. Gonzalez keeps it in for Costa Rica. Another call. Potentially a card against Jones. She already has one. Already has a yellow card. She's going to get a warning, I think. Let's see. That was a hip check. I mean, kind of incident. I mean, definitely is a foul, but definitely shouldn't be a card. And it's not. So, I'm just talking in circles here. Ramirez. Great chance for a cross. In the air towards the back post. Headed out by Grenada. Costa Rica gets it right back. Jimena Rodriguez, who has a goal today. Gonzalez also has a goal today. She's the one that hit the PK. Scott. Gonzalez. Fancy footwork. Service in. Booted out there by Priscilla Rodriguez. Little grimace, but she's having fun. Team up 8-1. Scott, lots of green. Will change the directions and speed. Will stiff arm as well. Backtracking. Grenada looking for another score, just gain some confidence offensively. Fullerton's a good option. Searching for a brace. Out on the right flank. And Perez with the slow roller. Easy stop there for the keeper. Mexico just scored again, by the way. It's 6-0 against Panama. And a reminder that the U.S. won 13-0 against Puerto Rico earlier today. Subs for Grenada, Monique Noel. Also seeing Nikita Courtney come in. Lots of games going on tomorrow around the Concacaf U17 Women's Championship. Cuba, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Haiti. Costa Rica looking for one final score in the 18. That one's just over the crossbar. Matarita checked in for her sister. Oh, rocket there. Off the bench. We got a player down for Grenada. Javel Alexander getting stretched out by her teammate. Some help from Tiana Lewis. 2 minutes of stoppage time. That looks like Dominican Republic and Jamaica will also play tomorrow, Bermuda and Canada. So those are the 4 games tomorrow in the CONCACAF U17 Women's Championship. And again, U.S. and Costa Rica at 4 o'clock on Wednesday, 4 o'clock Eastern time, just for those watching all over the world. And then Puerto Rico and Grenada at 4 o'clock Eastern time as well. So these 2 teams are not done. CONCACAF Women's Championship. We're not even done this game. One final free kick for Ramirez. Already scored on one of these. Bartholomew getting set for Grenada in net. Aguilar, some final directions for her team on the brink of a win. Here's a shot from Ramirez. It goes in. Oh my goodness. How many deep goals are we going to see in this game? It's insanity. If I'm the United States, I'm scared about these free kicks, man. Look at this from Ramirez. Unbelievable. That is truly next level elite stuff. I mean, that's a great finish from Ramirez. Now she's got a brace. So we got 3 players with a brace for Costa Rica. Solano, Vanesco, and Sarah Ramirez gets a brace at the back half of this game. She starts scoring the 78th minute. And stoppage time. What's a final cap in this one? 9-1, Costa Rica. They're not done yet. Scott wants one of her own. Stifled there by the defense for Grenada. And that's the final whistle in this one. Again, 3 players with braces for Costa Rica. 9-1, the final finish. They don't stop scoring until stoppage time. Grenada, the first to tally, and then 9 unanswered goals for Costa Rica as a nation rides to a victory, undefeated in the CONCACAF U17 Women's Championship. Costa Rica, Grenada looking for win number 1. Both these teams will play on Wednesday. Puerto Rico and Grenada at 4 o'clock. Costa Rica and the United States also at 4 o'clock, both Eastern time. Solano was a hero in the first half. Marian Solano with a brace, and in the middle of the game, it was Tanisha Finesco. And then at the end of the game, it was Sarah Ramirez. And then, of course, in the mix, we got Lobo as well. Jimenez had a goal, and Ashley Gonzalez. lots to talk about in this one. Just an incredible performance through and through for Costa Rica. It was that early goal, 21st minute from Fullerton for Grenada that just opened the floodgates for Costa Rica, retaliated and scored. We'll have highlights soon.
Bueno, y pues claramente, ¿verdad? Para nosotras es importante lo que se haga en la cancha, no tanto en los goles que metamos, sino en cómo resolvemos en la cancha, ¿verdad? Pero gracias a Dios se nos dio el resultado, que era lo que queríamos. Y no, creo que eso consiste de trabajo.
¿Qué siente una jugadora de tu edad metiendo 2 anotaciones en un premundial?
Bueno, la verdad es que a mi edad no es imaginable, ¿verdad? Pero yo creo que he venido trabajando por mucho tiempo y tanto con la selección, con mi equipo y no, espero aportar más a selección, ¿verdad?
Ya por último, ¿qué opinión te merece tu siguiente rival, los Estados Unidos?
¿Cómo?
¿Qué opinión te merece tu siguiente rival, los Estados Unidos?
Bueno, si bien sabemos, Estados Unidos es un rival muy fuerte, ¿verdad? Entonces, yo creo que ya microciclos pasados, lo último que se trabajó allá en Costa Rica fue, y es para eso, ¿verdad? Para lo que viene. Estados Unidos es un equipo muy duro, muy fuerte, lo cual debemos trabajar, ¿verdad?
Muchas gracias.
Muchísimas gracias. Buenas noches.
Melania Fullerton. Melania Fullerton. ¿Más para allá? ¿Ahí está bien? Melania Fullerton of the Grenada national team. Melania, today was a difficult match. What has been your experience during this tournament?
I think that especially the loss that we had yesterday versus USA, it was a very tough loss, but I'm glad we managed to at least put a goal on the scoreboard today and push through the tournament and still try to finish it off. And we have another one tomorrow that we try to finish off and push through.
What lesson has this tournament left you?
Sorry?
What lesson has this tournament left you?
Yes, sir. I think managing to play like these very competitive teams from all around the world, just the challenge and the competition make us learn from other players and learning how to play with each other as well. So, yeah.
Thank you, Melania.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Chipocho, carnal, a huevo, bien.
Under-17 championship highlights. Grenada taking on Costa Rica, and Grenada kicks things off. You just heard Fullerton ever so polite on that, and boy, that's a nasty goal. She is so far out, and she somehow finishes again. Caught cheating off the goal line is Perez, and it's Grenada who scores first. Looks primed for a really solid competitive match. And I think Costa Rica realized, hey, we got a soccer game. Grenada's not gonna just roll over in this one. Fullerton on the other end commits a foul, and so then we've got a fantastic set-piece goal. This is Solano, with goal number 1. She'll have another later on, and you see just the perfect texture and loft on that one. That ties the game up, and then again, a mistake made here for Grenada. Going the opposite way, it's Sharon Lobo. Gets the defense going in the direction, slides, puts it on opposite corner, and makes it 2-1. So Costa Rica takes a lead, ever so slight, and they're not done, not even close to being done. Solano gets things going again, cuts through, goes high. That's goal number 2 for her. Just within minutes of each other, this is still the first half, and Costa Rica goes up 3-1. And after that, it just keeps getting better and better for Costa Rica. They really did not take their foot off the gas for the rest of this game. That was the end of the first half. The first half. Now we'll go to the second half. Guess what? There's more scoring. I mean, what is so far out? Jimenez basically punching the air was Bartholomew in net for Grenada. A miss on that one. Another foul outside the box. Headed in. Tanisha Finesco with a great finish there. and getting the assist was Solano. 2 goals and assists for Solano. And that's, again, Tanisha Finesco in the 58th minute. Here's the 61st minute. Here she is again. Tallies. Opposite corner this time. Nice little dish off. And so she gets a brace. That makes her the 3rd player. Actually, that at this point, she's the 2nd player with a brace. I might have just given away the ending there, but someone else is going to get a brace in this game. But first, a foul in the box. Costly mistake there for Grenada. Fullerton commits the foul and a PK buried. Ashley Gonzalez. It's 7-1 now for Costa Rica. That's a 74th minute PK finish from Gonzalez. Let's take another look at it. Again, just Bartholomew read it right. PKs are not a keeper's friend. Another foul committed by Grenada, and Ramirez with such a deep finish. Again, off the crossbar. Picture perfect for Sarah Ramirez. That's in the 78th minute. It's stoppage time. We're still not done. Another one. Ramirez goes even farther back and hits it again. So now she gets a brace. 3 players with a brace in this game. Almost tough to keep track for Costa Rica. But they ultimately come up with a very decisive victory. 9-1 the final score over Grenada. Take a look at the final stats here. 26-5 shots, 15-1 shots on target. So it is a dominant performance for Costa Rica through and through. 74% possession time. Just finished strong. Again, after Fullerton scored, it was all Costa Rica all the time. But Grenada gets goal number 1 in the Concacaf U17 Women's Championship. Both teams play at 4 o'clock on Wednesday. I'm Maura Sheridan. I will wrap us up from the Dominican Republic as, again, these are the final scores around the championship so far. Mexico just wrapped up with a victory over Panama 2, in case you're wondering. As you see that, 7-0, the final score between Mexico and Panama. So after it was like a little tighter after the first half, Mexico's able to pull it out. And you see that 9-1 finish here against Costa Rica and Grenada. So one more time, an 8-goal victory for Costa Rica over Grenada and the Concacaf U17 Women's Championship. We'll say so long for the Dominican Republic and see everybody for the rest of the week as we finish out the group stage. Have a great Monday night, everybody.